All right, so we're diving into something pretty cool today.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at these 50 journal prompts designed for moms.
Nice.
And we're not just talking about like the what did you do today kind of prompts.
Right.
This is about going way deeper,
Yeah.
right? Really getting into the heart of motherhood.
Absolutely.
And the cool thing is we have this amazing blog post from Lestallion to guide us.
Oh, I love that blog.
Yeah, it's got all these prompts that really make you think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just about like remembering stuff. It's about understanding ourselves better as moms.
Exactly. It's like a self-discovery process through writing.
Right. And I mean, who doesn't want to do a little bit of self-discovery?
Especially as moms, we're always growing and changing.
Totally. And this blog post even has prompts about dreaming about the future, which I find so fascinating.
No, I love that. Thinking about the future is so important, amidst all the chaos of the present.
Right. Like sometimes you just need to take a step back and think about where you want to be. So the first section here is all about self-reflection.
Ooh, that sounds intense.
It's like having a little therapy session with yourself.
Yeah, guided by these prompts.
Exactly. And I'm already intrigued by some of these.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, like prompt number 1 has you think about your first day as a mom.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, can you even imagine all the feelings that come rushing back?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a powerful moment.
And it's not all about the warm and fuzzy stuff either.
Right.
Prompt number 7 is all about thinking about a time you felt overwhelmed,
Oh, yeah, that one's going to be tough.
but probably really important to process, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Motherhood is full of those overwhelming moments, and acknowledging them is part of the journey.
For sure. But then prompt number 6 is kind of the flip side of that, you know?
Wow. How so?
It asks how motherhood has changed you as a person.
That's a good one.
I bet there are some surprising changes in there, things we might not even realize until we stop and think about it.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of these prompts. They force you to really examine your experiences.
And to be honest with yourself.
Yes. And also, to approach it all with self-compassion.
That's a good point.
It's not about judging ourselves for the hard days.
Yeah.
It's about being kind to ourselves as we explore those feelings.
I love that. Okay, so next up is this section called Capturing Memories, and this is where things get really fun, I think.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about this.
So these prompts are all about preserving those little moments that we don't want to forget.
Those precious little moments. Yeah.
And prompt number 5, for example, has you recall a time your child made you laugh uncontrollably.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, my kids are constantly giving me material for that prompt.
I bet kids are hilarious.
But even the more seemingly ordinary stuff, like prompt number 1 about your child's firsts,
Yeah.
those become so much more meaningful when you actually write down the emotions you felt at the time.
You're right.
It's not just about the event itself, it's about the experience.
You're basically creating a legacy of those tiny, beautiful details.
Totally. Okay, so we've talked about self-reflection, we've talked about capturing memories,
Mm-hmm.
but Lestallion also includes this whole section on personal growth.
Ooh, interesting. What's that about?
Well, it's like this reminder that being a mom isn't static. It's this journey of constant evolution.
I like that.
Right. And what I find really cool is that prompt number 1 in this section asks you to actually set goals as a mother.
Oh, wow. Goal setting as a mom.
Yeah. It's about being intentional, about choosing where you want to go on this journey.
That's powerful.
And it's also about remembering that we're not just mom.
Right?
We're individuals too.
Exactly.
Like prompt number 3, it asks you to think about a hobby or passion you want to pursue.
I love that.
That one really speaks to me because sometimes I feel like I lose myself in the day-to-day of motherhood.
Yeah, I think a lot of moms feel that way. It's so easy to put our own needs on the back burner.
Totally. But this prompt is like this little nudge to remember those things that light us up.
It's about nurturing our own passions.
Exactly. And then, of course, we have to talk about the big one. Right?
What's that?
Prompt number 4. How do you balance motherhood and self-care?
Ooh, the million-dollar question.
Right. How do we take care of ourselves while also giving our all to our families?
It's an ongoing struggle for sure.
Like that oxygen mask analogy on airplanes.
Right. You have to help yourself before you can help others.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about some of the more like introspective prompts, but Lestallion also has a section called Daily Life.
Okay, so about the everyday stuff.
Yeah, which at first I thought, really, a prompt about describing my typical day.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too exciting on the surface.
But then when you actually think about it,
Yeah.
there's so much packed into a single day as a mom.
That's true.
It's almost like this invitation to see the beauty and complexity
Yeah.
in those ordinary moments, right?
That's
And then prompt number 2, I think it's a good one because it asks you to reflect on a recent accomplishment.
Okay, so even small wins count.
Exactly. And I think sometimes as moms, we need that reminder to celebrate those little victories.
It's so easy to get caught up in everything we haven't done yet and forget to appreciate how much we actually accomplish each day.
For sure. And, it's not always about our own accomplishments either.
Oh, right.
There's a prompt that asks you to think about your child's experiences at school.
Okay.
Like, what are they learning? How are they growing? Those kinds of things.
Makes sense.
Because sometimes it feels like they're growing up so fast, we forget to really pay attention to those little details.
Yeah, and it's a way to stay connected to them even as they become more independent.
Totally. Okay, and speaking of journeys, these prompts aren't just about where we are now. They also have us thinking about future dreams.
Ooh, I love that.
It's like we're on this journey, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just about the destination.
Yeah,
It's about where we're headed and what we want to experience along the way.
that's a beautiful way to think about it.
Right. And I think these future dreams prompts are going to be really fun to dive into.
So, what are some of these future dreams prompts? I'm curious to see where they take us.
Well, like the first one, it really encourages you to think big picture.
Okay.
Like it asks, where do you see your family in like 5 or 10 years?
Oh, wow. That is big picture.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, right?
Totally.
But this prompt is like, whoa, hold on, let's zoom out for a second.
Yeah.
And it's not just about reacting to the present,
Right.
It's about actually shaping the future that you want for yourself and your family.
I like that.
And then there's this other prompt that's kind of similar, but it focuses more on your relationship with your child.
Okay.
It asks you to think about the kind of bond you want to have as they grow older.
That's beautiful.
It's like, what are you doing now to make sure you have that strong connection down the road?
Yeah, that's something I think about a lot, As they get older, they need us in different ways.
Exactly. And sometimes you need a little break from all the seriousness.
Oh, for sure.
So there's this other prompt that's just pure fun.
Tell me.
It asks you to dream about your ideal family vacation in the future.
Oh, I love that. A little escapism is good for the soul.
Right. It's like, where would you go? What would you do?
Yeah, the possibilities are endless.
And speaking of possibilities, there's this other prompt about starting new traditions.
Okay, like family tradition.
Yeah, like what rituals do you want to create that will bring everyone together?
Aw, that's so sweet.
It's about building those memories and that sense of connection.
Especially as our kids get older, it's nice to have those things that bind us together.
I love that, like, those traditions become these anchors in a world that's constantly changing.
Right, they give us this sense of continuity.
Yeah, and it's not just about our family as a unit. There's also this prompt that asks you to think about your child's future.
Okay, so like their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and how you can support them along the way.
It's a good reminder that our kids are on their own journeys.
Totally. Like, we're not here to dictate their futures, but to guide them as they figure things out.
Absolutely. We're just here to offer support and encouragement.
And while we're guiding them, we're also on our own journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this other prompt that asks how you want to evolve as a mother.
That's an interesting one.
It's about looking ahead and saying, okay, what areas do I want to focus on? What skills do I want to develop?
It's that continuous self-improvement thing.
Yeah. And then there's this prompt that I think will resonate with a lot of moms.
What's that?
It asks you to picture a future milestone that you're looking forward to experiencing with your child.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like graduation, wedding, maybe even just the first time they cook you dinner.
Right. Those little glimpses into the future.
And then, there's a prompt about your hopes for their education and career.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
It's about nurturing their talents and instilling values that will guide them in their chosen paths.
Helping them build a future where they can thrive.
Right. And it's amazing how these prompts seamlessly weave together those personal and practical aspects of motherhood. Like we're reflecting on our own growth while also considering the future we're shaping for our children.
And it all comes back to that idea that our journeys are interconnected.
Absolutely. Speaking of profound journeys, there's a prompt that asks about the legacy you want to leave for your child.
Ooh, that's deep.
Like, what life lessons and memories do you want to pass down?
What do we want our kids to remember us by?
It really makes you think about the values you're instilling and the impact you're making.
Yeah, it goes beyond just material
That's
things
about who you are as a person, right?
and the mark you leave on the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's about the values we embody, the love we share, those memories we create. Like, what will our children carry with them, long after we're gone?
It's a big question to think about. And then there's this last prompt that kind of brings everything full circle.
Oh, tell me about this one.
It asks you to think about your overall journey as a mother. Like, how do you want to be remembered? What impact do you hope to have had on your children's lives?
Wow, that's powerful. It's like taking a step back and reflecting on the essence of motherhood.
I know, and going through all these prompts with you,
Yeah.
it really highlights the power of journaling for moms.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about like writing down what happened. It's about exploring the emotional landscape of motherhood
Right.
and understanding ourselves better.
Yeah, I love how these prompts give us a framework for that exploration.
Me too.
Yeah.
And what I really appreciate is that they're so open-ended.
Yeah,
You know, there's no right or wrong way to answer them.
exactly. It's all about finding what resonates with you personally.
Yeah, and just using the prompts as a starting point for your own reflections
It's a conversation with yourself, a safe space to process your thoughts and feelings.
without any judgment.
Exactly. And sometimes just that act of writing things down, it can unlock insights and perspectives that you wouldn't have discovered otherwise.
Totally. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought that's kind of inspired by all these prompts.
Okay, I'm listening.
Think about the legacy you want to leave for your child. What values the memories, the lessons you want to impart? What will be your lasting imprint on their lives?
It's a powerful question and one that I think all moms should contemplate.
Definitely. And if you're looking for more inspiration, Lestallion's blog has the full list of 50 prompts.
Yeah, it's an awesome resource for any mom who wants to deepen her self-awareness.
And capture the essence of her motherhood journey.
Exactly.
So happy writing, everyone.